Hi, you guys. So, we're going to try another exciting episode of Can You Dehydrate That on a Wood Stove? My friend Lisa, hi Lisa, came down from state of Washington and brought me a couple bags of potatoes. She came down for a girls' weekend and she had some extra potatoes. So she brought me a bag of organic red potatoes and then of yellow potatoes. So I was going to do kind of a combination between the two and we could look at how easily these dehydrate. But I opened up the organic potatoes and I see they're sprouting and they're getting soft, but a lot of them in here are sprouting out. So I'm going to save these and I'm going to plant them this year. They're organic. I'm going to assume they're not sprayed. They obviously want to grow. So yeah, a lot of them. So I'm going to keep these and we're going to try just to plant those out in the yard in the spring. So I'm going to continue to put them back in the bag. It's a well ventilated bag, and put it out in the garage where it's cool but not freezing, and we're going to see if we can get these to to grow. So put those aside, but let's see if we can dehydrate some potatoes. So what I'm going to do is give them a good scrub. Going to cut them up, and then I'm putting them in this bowl of water that I have about 2-3 tablespoons of lemon juice in, which should help with the color changes. So yeah, here I go. All right, so here we go onto the top of the wood stove. Fits perfectly there. And yeah, we'll give her a go and see how long it takes. As always, Sarah, the ever-present pup, has got her eye on things. She's the forewoman on the job, so she'll stand here and watch it. We'll check back, see how long this takes, see if it works. Alright, you guys, so like before, I had the food on the rack and I just left it on top and then burned a fire in the fireplace last night, well, starting in the afternoon. And then when I go to bed, I just crank down the fire and I leave everything on top. So let's see how it went. So what I'm really surprised about is that even some of these that are really thick, that one more cooked on the edge, right? But you can see it dried as well. So this one, the discoloration is from oxidation. It doesn't hurt the product at all, but listen, all the way through, dried. So I'm finding that's true for, for even some of these bigger ones, dried. This one, I cut ridiculously big. It was like 3/4 of an inch, so it's still a little raw inside. This one is the same way, ridiculously big cut. What was I thinking? This is a 1/2 inch now. But for the most part, just these ones off, you know, it worked. Not even 12 hours. I'm not sure how hot the top of a wood stove gets. I know the fan I have on there starts to turn when the base of it gets to be 350 degrees, but I don't know what that means for this, because this is, you know, it's got a spacer between it, but ooh. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these and I'm going to put them in a plastic bag. It's like this one, and I'm going to leave them up here on the counter. So let's say these are some things we've already done on the wood stove. If any of these had still had water in them, what would happen is when the sun hits the top of this container, we'd start to get condensation in there. So it's a way to kind of test to see if there's condensate in there. So I'm going to try it in the bag because some of these I know are still wet, so I'm not going to pull those. But the ones that I think are all dry, I'll pull them. If I get some condensation, I'll come back and show you, but otherwise I'm just going to finish off these thick ones tonight on top of the stove. Yeah, that one's still another big thick one there. And so yeah, this will continue a little bit, but for the most part, it worked really, really well. I'm just kind of flexing these in my fingers when I pull them. So yeah, we'll finish these off, and then if there's any more comments or whatever, I'll show you. So thanks. Let me know if you have any questions. Alright, so these are the ones I have left. And here are those that are just going to go in this bag, and soon the sun's going to come pouring in through this window, so that'll let us see if there's any condensation in there. Alright, so stay tuned.